permanent weight loss, and that's what we want. We just want to lose the weight. We want to change our habits. We want to select what we want to eat. We want to decide how we're going to exercise, and we want to have fun. We want to have a great life. That's above all else. Why else would you want to have great health if you're not going to have a great life? This is Katie Gordon, and you're listening to the Wait is Over podcast. Welcome, health and freedom seekers. Sit back and relax as you come on this journey of overcoming obstacles so you can lose weight, gain health, and live the life you've been looking for. Hello, freedom seekers, and welcome to today's show. I'm your host, Katie Gordon, and the wait is over with Dietless Living 360 degrees. There's no recipes, no food regimes, no exercise programs to follow. This is simply about how to take your life back, how to take control, because we all have a voice and we want to be heard. We want to forget about dieting, focus on living, and lose weight. And to do that, we need to develop our personal health leadership skills and create a new mindset. A mindset that gets us over the obstacles and challenges of our life and our own unconscious programs, because that's really what's impacting on our weight and health and causing habit relapse. And the purpose of this podcast is to share with you what I learned over 25 years in dieting hell and spending over $100,000 working out how to step into dietless living, because nobody should have to go through that much BS just to work out how to lose weight permanently. And today we're talking about that tricky old subject of creating new habits, of breaking free from our old unhelpful ones and developing great, wonderful, new life-affirming, healthy habits. And really, it's not that easy, is it? If it was that easy, we'd all be able to do it in a flash. I remember, my personal evolution through habit change was going from simply not even knowing I needed to change my habits, not even really understanding that the things I was doing was harmful to me, and then going to the point of, okay, I realize what I'm doing is very unhelpful for me, but I don't want to change because I like what I'm doing, to going to a point where I realized that what I was doing really was accidentally committing suicide. I didn't want to die, but I was doing these things that I didn't want to change, which were literally shortening my life. And there's actually some statistics now that support that 40% of all premature deaths are actually caused by habits that, if we changed them, would lengthen our life. So that's not by genetics, not by environment, not by accidental death, but by things that we are doing to ourselves that, if we decided to go, I'm not going to do that anymore, we could lengthen our life. And really what you got to think about is, well, why don't we change? I remember when I finally realized, hey, I'm actually slowly killing myself, which is suicide. To kill yourself is suicide. And that's really what it was. Okay, so I'm doing all these things. They're going to shorten my life. How do I change? Or rather, not even how do I change? I'm ready to change. This is my moment. I'm, hallelujah, I've seen the light. I'm just going to stop and I'm going to change. And that's when I discovered that changing your habits is really bloody hard. There's so much to know and understand about yourself. I was gobsmacked myself that I couldn't just say, yep, I'm no longer going to smoke cigarettes. I'm no longer going to eat junk food. I'm no longer going to, drink alcohol at the end of the day, every day, and just expected that my word was the last word, dink, dink, this is my moment, I'm going to stop, and that would be it. But hey, that wasn't what was going on. And this is the whole 25 years of trying to lose weight, is you have to change these habits. And it was just so bewildering that my word wasn't the last word on what it was that I did. You know, we have all these struggles with other people and the things that they do, but really the biggest struggle we have is with ourself. And as it turns out, I have or had 21 different eating behaviors. So it's really easy to see why just going on a diet was never going to work as a permanent weight loss solution, because how can just changing the food that you eat by, changing it from being these things to these things, that doesn't trump 21 eating habits or eating behaviors that in place without a solid solution or answer for going, okay, well, I'm just going to stop doing that. I'm going to stop doing that. Most of all, my problem was I didn't even know that I was doing those things. It was just, let's go on a diet, let's change what we eat, bing, bang, bong, we'll be happy chappies. And it never really worked that way, clearly, because it took me 25 years to get the hang of this stuff. And this is why personal health leadership skills are so crucial to making this big change for us. This is why the 3 systems of health consciousness model that I developed from my 25 years of trying to understand my own behavior, that's why this is so important. Because unless we understand what's driving the system, you can't change the system. And everything in life is a system. That's just the reality. We have environmental systems, marine systems, solar systems, we have all kinds of systems in our human body, which, we've got respiratory, lymphatics, digestive, muscular, skeletal. We're just, everything in life is a system, and our consciousness, the way our consciousness works, is the same thing. It's a system, and we have to understand how to work that system, which is cognitive, emotional, and behavioral, so that we can make these changes. But to work the system, you've got to learn the personal health leadership skills to be able to do it. You can't be an engineer unless you understand the systems and unless you develop the skills that allow you to drive the system. And that's all we're being. We're being an engineer in our own life. We're learning how to understand what's going on, and we're learning and developing our skills in mastering ourselves so that we can change all of our own habits. And I tell you, it's not just a one-time thing. It is skills that you continuously hone and develop and get in and, get your hands dirty with. And you continue to do them for life. I've been working my personal health leadership skills and following the 3 systems of health consciousness model for 12 years now. And it works like a charm, because I constantly habit relapse, because life is full of difficulties, and difficulties is where we will always fall down and go back to a previous behavior that is known to provide some relief for us. So it's being able to anticipate and prevent habit relapse that is the steps that lead us to sustainable, permanent weight loss. That's it. It's not even sustainable. It's just out and out permanent weight loss. And that's what we want. We just want to lose the weight. We want to change our habits. We want to select what we want to eat. We want to decide how we're going to exercise, and we want to have fun. We want to have a great life. That's above all else. Why else would you want to have great health if you're not going to have a great life? And I think there's too many rules. Certainly was for me. I just looked at all the ways that people live their life on different eating regimes and all that kind of thing. And, I tried most of them, and it really was, that's just too stringent. It's just not flexible and sociable. And it certainly wasn't when I was traveling. So my rules worked much better, because when you're traveling, this is why people put on weight when they go on holidays, right? At home, they're living these very routine lives. They're in control of their food. They have their set routine, and they're doing, everything, ding, 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 ABC, ABC, 1, 2, 3, all through the day. And what happens when you go on holidays is you don't have control over that. The food's different. So unless you want to cart all your food with you, which you can't, of course, it's challenging. You're stuck in airports, stuck at train stations, you're staying places where food is in abundance. Sometimes you stay at these lavish resorts, or you're in countries where food is completely different to how you eat. And a lot of people put on a lot of weight. I traveled for 5 years. I didn't put on any weight because my personal health leadership skills and working with the 3 systems of health consciousness model simply allowed me to just make great choices all along the way and not have a habit relapse. And this is really what Dietless Living is all about. When you live the philosophies, the principles, and the framework of Dietless Living, when you embrace the 3 systems of health consciousness model and develop your personal health leadership skills, then using all the strategies and techniques that you learn through Dietless Living, you have the tools for transformation. You have the strategies, you have the techniques, and you get to overcome all of your weight loss obstacles. And weight loss obstacles are many, which is an understatement. There's just so many weight loss obstacles because life is really a weight loss obstacle, and life is full of many, many things that we have to overcome. Because as I always say in the beginning, it's life that is impacting on our weight and health and causing habit relapse. And that's what the whole deal is with personal health leadership skills, is just getting through life. And these practical tools that you learn in Dietless Living empower you to get in and just take control of yourself, to discover new levels of freedom and embark on your own transformational journey. Everybody's going to have a different journey, but we all have the same tools to build our skills. And remember, true change begins with understanding your unconscious thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, which means understanding your 3 systems of health consciousness. And by embracing this knowledge, you can successfully overcome weight loss obstacles and pave the way to a healthier, happier, lighter you. It really is quite simple. Dietless living is actually a lot of fun because we learn best through fun and play. And the activities that you learn in Dietless Living are strategies for life. And that's what we want, strategies for life. We want to learn how to do things for ourselves. That old saying, you can give a man a fish and he will eat 1 meal, or you can teach a man to fish and he will eat forevermore. And that's what Dietless Living is about. It's about teaching you how to actually be self-empowered to live your life, to go, okay, this is happening. I know a habit relapse is on the way, and I'm now going to create an intervention and save myself from the dilemma of, putting on however much weight it is that you normally put on. For me, it was always 10 or 20 kilos. Why it was that number, who knows, but that's what would happen. And this is what we want to prevent, so that you can be a healthier, happier, lighter you forevermore. So if you want some more help with this, just book in for a private session. Let's just get on to it now, get it done, and get going, because life is for living, and an ounce of adjustment is always easier to implement than 20 pounds of change. It's time to enjoy the life that you've been looking for.